Alright guys, what's going on? Spark here, and we're back, and we're going to do the Sylysnya deck analysis. So, start off like we always do, until we can't fit anymore. There we are. Alright, so let's explain my logic behind the Sylysnya deck. The Sylysnya deck, to me, is a green-white tokens. Should be hyper-aggressive, should make tokens, and win games. So, keeping that goal in mind, we're going to look at the deck and decide what we need to do. So this guy deals with flyers. Flyers are a huge problem with this deck, but at the same time, he doesn't generate tokens, he doesn't get bigger with your token stuff. He just doesn't help. So, unfortunately, I have to take him out. Sprout is a 1/1 vanilla green sapling with flash, but you have better things to do on turn 1, like play one of these lands. These are your 1-drops right here, these 6. That's what you want to do on turn 1. It's nice, it's interesting, it's a fun little trick, but most of the time he's just worthless. So, and it's also just a 1-for-1. It's probably just going to be used to chump block, so it's not good there. I don't like it. Eldemir's Call is amazing. Lets you search for heroes of blade holds and win games. Definitely keep it in your deck. The Fist of the Ironwood is used on your creatures or theirs, probably their creature most of the time, and it gives you 2 saplings, which is huge. You know, it's a 2-for-1, and if you have draw it late game, it gives one of your creatures trample. Intangible Virtues. Token creatures you control have +1/+1 in vigilance. Absolutely great. Now I know our goal is to make tokens, but 3 mana for a 1/1 green sapling doesn't seem good enough to me, especially on a 2/1. Let me say it this way. It doesn't seem good on a mono-colored 2/1. Non-Vine Paladin's great because your tokens get vigilance at one point in time, and having 2 of them just seems like a great 2-drop to me. Quasali Pride Mage gives Exalted and can stack to kill an artifact or an enchantment. Absolutely huge, definitely good against Azorius, definitely good against a lot of decks. Celestia Evangels at 1/2 that you have to tap it and another creature to put out a 1/1. It's great if you're playing creatures and you don't need them, but it's terrible if you need it, or if it's even just the 2-drop, because you don't have any 1-drop creatures if you take these out. So you can't go turn 1 that, and even with them in there, you can't go turn 1 that, turn 2 this, and use its ability the following turn unless you drop a 3-drop and tap both of your creatures. So I'm not a fan of it. The Guild Mage is absolutely amazing because of this ability and this ability and this. It's very easy to play on turn 2, no matter how bad your mana is, because this deck is terrible for mana. So no matter how bad your mana is, it still functions properly, and it's good. Sigil's Blessing. Target creature you control gets +3/+3, and all other ones get +1/+1. Is huge. It's so good. It's so good. It gives you combat tricks. I definitely recommend playing it. Same thing with Beastmaster's Ascension. Lets all your creatures get ridiculously big and very hard to deal with, and wonderful. Same thing with Behemoth Sledge. It's a good way to make your little tokens a lot better. Civic Wayfinders. This deck's mana is terrible. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but for some reason it likes to not give you the right colors. Ever. So, this is a good way to fix that. Dauntless Escort is a great way to keep your gigantic army alive, even through stupid things like Wrath of Gods or Damnations, or whatever else that's a destroy effect. Indestructibility, though, however, does not prevent against a Massacre Worm. So keep that in mind before you sack your Dauntless Escort to save your creatures. Now, furthering our goal of tokens, we obviously can't play everything, and there's a problem with flyers, so I guess the 1/1 White Spirit creature tokens are good, but at the same time, If you don't have the things out to make them better, they're weird. I'm going to try and keep these in. We'll see what happens. This is a 3-3 that is a 1-1 when you play him alone. He's easily killed, and he does not have trample. This guy doesn't make tokens. He's very fun to ping flyers with. He's great for that, but other than that, not a whole lot going on there. This guy just gives him a 1 turn, +1/+1. I'm not a fan of it. Hero Bladehold speaks for himself. Herself. Yeah, she speaks for herself. Obviously, she's amazing, and you probably want to play her. She's great. Martial's Anthem is a great way to bring back creatures that have been killed. And we'll get to where we are now. So, let's go back here to the parallel lives. Now, I think as a 3-of, it's too much. 2-of is a lot better. Personally, I like it. Seems good. Whitleaf Liege speaks for herself. I mean, she's a great way to deal with the blightning that is in this format now. Mind Rots, anything else that makes you discard cards. She just says, no, I'll put it on the battlefield instead, and all my creatures get +1/+1. Getting 2 of them out is just kind of stupid. I've been playing Ant Queen up to this point because I'm a fan of Ant Queen, but I feel like with some of the changes that we've made to the lower cost things, that I don't think Ant Queen's going to fit in anymore, unfortunately. It's a good mana sink late game, but actually playing the deck, I haven't really found a lot of time where I can just be like, I'm going to drop an Ant Queen and make a ton of tokens. It just doesn't seem like it's there. Order Ranger is absolutely amazing. It makes all your tokens better, and he gets better every time you play a token. Overrun is huge. You're playing tokens. You're playing a lot of creatures, and you overrun and win the game. Phytohydra is a lot of fun. He's a good blocker, but he doesn't fit the theme, and he's just going to be a blocker. He doesn't have trample. He's going to get chump blocked or killed really quickly. Now again, obviously we have a problem with flyers, and the deck gives you the opportunity to fix that, but I feel like you just want to say, we have a problem with flyers, that's what's going to be the problem with the deck, let's just look over it and try to be good against everything else, and not just try and even out our fight against flyers, because it's not going to get even out. It's just going to become slightly better, but not that much better. I mean, obviously he destroys flyers, so I mean, Talrand just kind of gets destroyed until he decides that, oh, I'm just going to infinite combo and win. Nemena Grove Guardian. I love Nemena Grove Guardian very much. It's a lot of fun. It does a lot of really stupid things. But, alas, its mana cost is just a little too high. Peril Recluse is nice because of the forest cycling and the plane cycling. If you don't know what that is, you pay 2 mana and you can search for a forest or a plains, depending on which cycling you go for. But he's very expensive, and that's pretty much all he's used for. It doesn't put it into play, it just puts it in your hand. This thing's synergy with the Juniper Order Ranger is a lot of fun, but again, it's very expensive, and you know, I'm more aggro. I really want this to be our curve point, and very much less of this. You know, I really don't want anything in this category. You know, I really want everything to curve out at 5, and that be our mana curve. But me saying that, I love this guy. I love him. He's so good. He's just another liege. He costs a little bit more, but he puts out tokens. It's a legendary token, so obviously with parallel lives out, you can't use him, but he's still just a 3/4 that gives all your other creatures +1/+1, which is cool, or +2/+2. Saplings and other tree folks get +1/+1. There's Battlefield was kicked, put X, but he's very expensive. I mean, he's a good late game drop, but at the same time, just bleh. Nova Blast Worm is a lot of fun, but you're playing a lot of creatures. You should probably outnumber your opponent almost every time. He's a good bomb. You can keep him in there for that. But other than that, it's just kind of a little weird. Biorhythm. Biorhythm is a good card. It's interesting. It can win you a game sometimes if your opponent doesn't have any creatures. But it's got a very high mana cost. You're probably going to lose the game by the time you get there. And this guy, 8 mana for a 6/6 with trample just does not seem worth it to me. Even with his other ability, where he puts out the 1/1s, it just does not seem worth it. So how many cards do we have too many? We have 5 too many cards. So let's go through here, decide what we want to get out. Now I'm very intently looking at its very solid list with everything that we've been given. So I feel like this might not make the cut because that curves out a little bit better going down. Not because of that, because the combat trick might not always be worth it. If you're saving mana, you know, people know that it's in there, and that might be enough. Of just the, I'm going to attack you, and I might have mana for Sigil's Blessing. If you don't get the combat trick on it, it's a bad card. If it doesn't hit and do enough damage, it's a bad card. It's just kind of one of those things that you have to be very careful with playing, so it might not fit the deck. That also gets us down to 3 cards that we need. So let's see, 3 cards that we can take out that will continue to further our goals. Now for the longest time I have not been playing the Midnight Haunting. But we do need some way to deal with the flyers, so I'm not about to take out Midnight Haunting. I'm not about to take out Hero, Lockstone Hierarch, pretty much anything past this point. So we need to look lower. The Civic Wayfinder is the thing that screams to me, please take me out, but after playing the game so much and seeing how bad the mana is, I really, 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 really want to keep it in there. The Behemoth Sledge is an absolute not. Same thing with the Beastmaster's Ascensions, the Pride Mages, the Paladins, the Imbue Virtues. So yeah, I feel like this is the next card, as much as I hate to do it. And it makes our green mana so much worse. Like, I can't stress enough how important the triple green is at this point in the game. Like, I wish I could just be like, please let me change the lands. Please, we'll go even. We'll go 10 and 10 and 4 the fetches. But, alas. We have one more card to get rid of. What would that one card be if we were to roll the dice and just pick a card at random? Might be the Fist of the Ironwood. I like Fist of the Ironwood a lot, but I might not need 2 of them. The same thing rings true with Lockstone Hierarchs. Do we really need 3? Yeah, we really need 3. What kind of question was that? So maybe the Sylysnya Guildmage. Maybe we should focus on this being our 2-drop creatures, as well as the Fist of the Ironwood. We'll consider that a 2-drop creature. And we're very mid-game focused, very aggressive at the same time. You know, you go turn 2 this, turn 3 Dauntless or this, and then turn 4 Liege or Hierarch. I think you're in good shape. So yeah, I like this list. So let's look at it real quick. 4 Evolving Wilds, 2 Swords to Plowshares, 1 Eladrimir's Call, 2 Fists of the Ironwood, 2 Intangible Virtues, 2 Knotvine Paladins, 2 Qasali Pride Mages, 2 Sylysnya Guild Mages, 2 Beastmaster's Ascensions, 2 Behemoth Sledge, 2 Dauntless Escorts, 2 Midnight Hauntings, 2 Heroes Bladehold, 3 Lockstone Hierarch, a Marshal's Anthem, 2 Parallel Eyes, 2 Wiltleaf Lieges, 2 Juniper Order Rangers, 2 Overruns, and a Talismere Wolfblood. So, if there's anything that you guys would change, anything that you would leave in the deck, anything you take out, please let me know in the comments down below. If you liked the video, obviously a like would be great for me. It helps me out, it helps the channel out, and the more people that we find, the better the money I make, the more money I can donate to charities. Speaking of which, by the time you see this video, hopefully I will have raised about $40, roughly speaking. I'm going to try a few new things with the videos when I upload them that hopefully you'll notice. I've already decided where the first donation is going. Obviously, because it affects me more than anything else. And I think I've decided where the second donation is going. If there's any place that you guys specifically want me to donate the money that I'm making here, I think I'm going to try and donate $25 intervals just to keep things consistent. The first one is going to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, which if you haven't heard of, you can look into it. It's cff.org. The next one is going to go to Child's Play, and then obviously I'll be open to suggestions after that point. So let me know what you guys think of the videos, the content, all that fun stuff in the comments. Let me know how I'm doing, and most importantly, like the video. Like it. And I'll see you guys later.